Civics Class 8th, Chapter 1, The Indian Constitution, page 7. Government or polity. The Constitution plays a crucial role in laying out certain important guidelines that govern decision making within these societies. In a democracy, we choose our leaders so that they can exercise power responsibly on our behalf. However, there is always the possibility that these leaders might misuse their authority, and the Constitution usually provides safeguards against this. This misuse of authority can result in gross injustice, as demonstrated in the classroom situation below. Suresh is the class monitor. He is a bully. His classmates are not too fond of him. Mrs. Rao, the class teacher, has to leave the classroom on some urgent work. She asks Suresh to mind the class. Suresh starts picking on Anil. Anil, today I am going to report you to Mrs. Rao. But what I have done? When Mrs. Rao returns to the class, ma'am, while you were away, Anil kept talking loudly and disturbing the class. He would not listen to me. And you will have to stay back after school today and write. I will not disobey the class monitor 100 times. But, ma'am, I did not do anything. In democratic societies, the Constitution often lays down rules that guard against this misuse of authority by our political leaders. In the class of the Indian Constitution, about which you will read more later in this chapter, many of these laws are contained in the sections on fundamental rights. Do you recall the chapter on the Dalit writer Om Prakash Valmiki's experiences in school from your class 7th book? In that chapter, we talked about the discrimination Om Prakash faced because he was a Dalit. You read about how the Indian Constitution guarantees the right to equality to all persons and says that no citizen can be discriminated against on grounds of religion, race, caste, gender, and place of birth. The right to equality is one of the fundamental rights guaranteed by the Indian Constitution. There are questions. Question: in what way is the class monitor misusing his power? Question 2: in which of the following situation is a minister misusing his power? A. Refuses to sanction a project of his minister for sound technical reasons. B. Threatens to send his security staff to rough up his neighbor. C. Calls a police station asking them not to register a complaint that is likely to be filed against his relatives. So for question 2, the answer will be B and C. And rest of this page, how many questions we can find out of this page? Let's see. The first question we can find out from this page is second important purpose of constitution. And so question 2 is what is polity? Question 3, why do we choose our leaders in a democratic form of government? Question 4, what guards against the misuse of authority by the political leaders? Question 5, what do you mean by fundamental rights? Question 6, what is the right to equality? And question 7, in what way is the class monitor misusing his power? Question 8, which of the following situation is a minister misusing his power? So from this 7th page, we can make 8-10 questions. And I have given you answers of these all questions in the notebook. In Hindi, let's read. सुरेश अपनी कक्षा का मॉनिटर है। वह दबंग किस्म का लड़का है। उसके सहपाठी भी उसे पसंद नहीं करते। क्लास टीचर श्रीमती राव अचानक किसी काम से बाहर जाना चाहती है। वह सुरेश को सब बच्चों का ख्याल रखने के लिए बोलकर चली जाती है। सुरेश मौके का फ़ायदा उठाता है, अनिल को तंग करने लगता है। अनिल, आज मैं राव मैडम से तुम्हारी शिकायत लगाने वाला हूँ, लेकिन मैंने किया क्या है? श्रीमती राव के लौटने पर जब कक्षा से बाहर गई तो अनिल शोर मचाकर सबको परेशान कर रहा था। उसने मेरा भी नहीं सुना। अपनी शक्ति का किस तरह दुरुपयोग कर रहा है? Now let's see the question answers of this seventh page. Question 1. What is the second important purpose of a constitution? Answer. The important purpose of the constitution is to define the nature of the country's political system. The constitution plays a crucial role in laying out certain important guidelines that govern decision making within the society. Question 2. In what way is the class monitor misusing his power? Answer. The class monitor is making wrong complaints of the innocent students to the teacher. Thus, the innocent students are either scolded by the teacher or get punished for not doing anything wrong. Question 3. In which of the following situations is a minister misusing his power? Minister misusing his power in following situations: threatens to send his security staff to rough up his neighbor, calls up the police station asking them not to register a complaint that is likely to be filed against his relative. How can question 4. How can leaders misuse the powers of the democratic country? A leader misusing his power may send his security guard to beat up his neighbors for a personal reason or ask the police not to take action against a relative who has committed a crime. Question 5. What would happen if there were no restriction on the power of elected representatives? Answer. If there are no restriction on the power, then the leaders might misuse their powers and authority. This would have resulted in gross injustice against the people of the country. Hence, the Indian Constitution has provided measures to safeguard the country against such misuse of power by our political leaders. Question 6. What guards us against the misuse of authority by political leaders? The Constitution provides safeguards against the misuse of power by political leaders. The Constitution lays down rules that guard the citizens against the misuse of power. Question 7. What do you mean by fundamental rights? Answer. Fundamental rights are the basic human rights enshrined in the Constitution of India, which are guaranteed to all citizens. They are applied without discrimination on the basis of race, religion, gender, etc. Fundamental rights are enforceable by the courts subject to certain conditions. What is right to equality? The right to equality is one of the fundamental rights guaranteed by the Indian Constitution. Equality is the foundation of democracy. The Constitution guarantees that all citizens will be equal before law. No citizens can be discriminated against on grounds of religion, race, caste, gender, and place of birth. Question 9. What is polity? Answer. A society that has an organized political structure, independent people. Question 10th. Why do we choose our leaders in a democratic form of government? Answer. In a democracy, people choose their leaders so that they can exercise power responsibly on their behalf. प्रश्न 1. संविधान का दूसरा काम क्या है? उत्तर. संविधान का दूसरा काम यह स्पष्ट करना है कि समाज में निर्णय लेने की शक्ति किसके पास होगी. प्रश्न 2. मॉनिटर अपनी शक्ति का किस तरह दुरुपयोग कर रहा है? उत्तर 2. मॉनिटर एक दबंग किस्म का लड़का है. वह अपनी शिक्षिका की अनुपस्थिति में एक बेकसूर सहपाठी को तंग करता है तथा शिक्षिका के लौटने पर उसकी झूठी शिकायत भी करता है तथा सजा दिलवाता है. प्रश्न 3. मंत्री किन स्थितियों में अपनी शक्ति का दुरुपयोग करता है? अपने सुरक्षा कर्मचारियों को अपने पड़ोसी को परेशान करने के लिए भेजने की धमकी देता है, पुलिस थाने को फ़ोन करता है और उनसे शिकायत दर्ज नहीं करने के लिए कहता है और जो उसके रिश्तेदार के खिलाफ दर्ज होने की संभावना है. प्रश्न 4, अगर निर्वाचित प्रतिनिधियों की शक्ति पर कोई अंकुश न होता तो क्या होता? उत्तर, निर्वाचित प्रतिनिधि शक्तियों का दुरुपयोग करते तथा अपने मनमानी करते। वह किसी को भी डराने, धमकाने और दबाने की कोशिश करते और अल्पसंख्यकों की उपेक्षा करते। वह अपने निर्णय जनता पर जबरदस्ती थोपते, जिस कारण से नागरिक अपने अधिकारों व स्वतंत्रताओं का उपयोग नहीं कर पाते। प्रश्न 5, मौलिक अधिकार से आप क्या समझते हैं? किसी भी व्यक्ति के चहुमुखी विकास अर्थात बौद्धिक, भौतिक, नैतिक एवं आध्यात्मिक विकास के लिए आवश्यक अधिकारों को मौलिक अधिकार कहा जाता है। प्रश्न 6, समानता के अधिकार का क्या अर्थ है? देश के कानून के सामने सभी नागरिकों के साथ समान व्यवहार किया जाना चाहिए और लिंग, जाति, नस्ल, धर्म या जन्म स्थान के आधार पर किसी भी प्रकार के अनुचित व्यवहार को त्याग दिया जाना चाहिए। पॉलिटी, राजतंत्र। पॉलिटी किसी भी प्रकार की राजनीतिक इकाई को कहते हैं। ओके फ्रेंड्स, थैंक यू। दिस पेज क्वेश्चन आंसर इज कंप्लीट. 7th page question answers is completed. Thank you. Like, subscribe my channel.